Àní bàbá gba ìdélédè àfọ̀bọ́dì ní tiwa. Ẹni orí dá mò ń kìlọ̀ kájọ gbàṣà wa lárugẹ ni. Kájọ gbé lárugẹ ìṣẹ̀bá Yorùbá kọ́mọdàmú. Èdè Yorùbá kọ́mọdàmú àmúpìtàn. Ìṣẹ̀bá Yorùbá kọ́mọdàmú òpìtàn. Ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ ìṣítí. Ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ ìṣítí ọmọ adúláwọ̀ ẹja ronú wa ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ ìṣítí ọjà rè ẹ gbọ́ òhò ẹ gbọ́ òhò ẹ gbọ́ òhò. Ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ ìṣítí ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ ìṣítí bàbá.
Good evening and welcome to the Okara Onile weekly talk show. I am Iyalode Ifashaye alongside we say
good evening
Adewale Ifatona Bogumbe, and greetings of the season to all. I know for some today might be a big shopping day. But yes, but we are here, and if you don't catch us live today, you can catch us on the replay. So tonight's topic will be the discussion on Esentaye, which is a ritual and ceremony that is done for newborn babies, and we say we'll get into that in further details. And also Ikose Jaye, which is a ritual that's done to correct some issues that someone might be facing in life. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to Awise. Awise, good night, good evening. How are you today?
I'm fine. Good night, good evening, all our listeners, viewers at home. We say season greetings to everyone right there. We thank Olodumare that we are here again today. We thank our Hori. We thank our Erumale that they make it possible for us to be here again today. And we pray that anything that will cause a kind of confusion in any of the listeners' life will not happen from this talk. There will be a sense of assimilation to understand and to digest everything that will be said. Yeah. I shall do my.
I shall. So we say Esentaye, a ritual ceremony that is performed on the onset of the birthing of a new baby within the third day. Can you explain to us the purpose of the Esentaye? Why should we do it? Why is it important?
All right. First of all, before we move ahead for today's topic, Esentaye and Ikosujaye, as Yalude has said, we take this moment to say my condolences to the people of Ibadan, Nigeria, for the loss of our Hebu Araba of Ibadan, Araba Ifakayode, that passed away yesterday, I believe. I pray that Olodumare will let him be in the position of his ancestors, because when we're talking of Araba Fakayode, he was somebody who fought tirelessly, despite of his age. He didn't look back. He continued to make sure that the messages of Ifa were spread all over to the ability to his ability, and that was one of his achievement was the extension and delegating his position to the length and breadth of Ibadan land, making the Ifa messages and word reaching people at the outskirts and in the city of Ibadan by providing men in Arabas who are in charge of the activities going on in their respective areas. So we pray that Olodumare will forgive all the sins of our Baba that just passed, and Olodumare will be with the family, and especially my friend Oloye Fatunde Fakayode Fayemi. I say my condolences to everyone right there. Also the Akodawo of Ibadan land, Oloye Ifalere Odegbola, and all other chiefs at the House of Awu in Ibadan land. Olodumare will be with all of us.
Sure.
So, as you said here, Esentaye. Esentaye is a ritual that is performed for a newly born baby, either male or female. When we have a baby born, it is our parents' duty to let known the future of this baby on earth, the sojourn, the life journey of this baby, and the only way you can know all these things is to seek the message of Ifa, is to seek the advice of Ifa. So the Esentaye is the ritual, is the reading, is everything that is done for a newly born baby within the corridor of the time where the baby never gotten even a name. Yeah, that is, we say Esentaye. That will be the first. We will make it the first time that the baby will step on the soil of this heart, of the soil of this universe. So, having done that, with some other processes which we're likely to talk about as we go on, we make the dafa with the materials to be used on the okmo, and the odu that comes out, that whatever odu that will come out will surely be the one that will guide the baby.
So I was privileged to experience Esentaye for my grandson.
Yes.
A couple of years ago, and just seeing and witnessing the actual, step by step, the process of what it takes. I knew what Esentaye was. I understand the purpose of it, but just experiencing that, it's something that is, I would say, difficult to describe in terms of the energy and the feeling, and then when that Odu comes, and that Odu speaks to the life path of that child, which is so important, because sometimes when we don't know, we could be doing things that are totally against the destiny of that child, you know,
Yes.
unknowingly and unintentionally
Yes.
causing harm for the you know, for that child and their destiny. But with the Esentaye, you know, and when Ifa
Will reveal.
speaks, you will the Esentaye reveals everything that you need to know, that the parents would need to know. And by the way,
Correct.
this is not the Esentaye is not done in an open forum. The Esentaye is a closed, very tight knit
Yes.
experience between you know, the parents
Yeah.
and maybe the grandparents.
Yeah.
And of course the as Araba put it, the very competent Babalawo,
Yeah.
you know, and Araba Fajobi I was referring
Yes.
to.
Yes.
The very competent Babalawo, and you will see, you know, just from my experience, you will see that everything that Ifa speaks, you will see it manifesting in that child. So how fortunate and blessed we are to be able to support our grandson in this way, you know, on his journey. So Baba, what happens if, you know, because for me, you know, I wasn't born into this tradition. I was fortunate enough to, through the guidance of my Ori, to find my way to the path,
Yes.
which is the path that my ancestors have determined for me. And so I didn't start off with Esentaye. So what does it mean now for an adult finding out about the Esentaye ritual?
Thank you, Yalude. You have said it all, and I'm happy that you can say, because that is part of showing the knowledge and understanding of what we're talking about. It's not all about us. It's not all about myself or yourself, but it's all about every nook and cranny that they may not even have idea. Maybe they have not even heard about this, what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. That will lead us to what we say Ikosejaye. I was saying that Esentaye is stepping, making a step. I mean, stepping on the soil of this world, of this heart.
For the
It's-
first time.
For the very first time. It's called Esentaye. And if you see the way we do it, the materials, the herbs and everything we put
Yes.
on the ground, we see that we make the baby remove all the clothes,
Yes.
make sure the baby is at least almost naked,
Yes.
just as he or she comes from Orun. So meanwhile, we hold the baby in a way that the two legs will be pressing. You putting it. I'm still coming to your
Yes, I know.
question.
Let's just finish up
Yeah,
this topic. and then we
finishing
can
up
move
this,
on. 'Cause I know I went ahead a little bit with that question.
Exactly.
Yes.
So you put it the legs of the baby on the materials, then you put it on the okmoifa, which is okmo that we do the reading on top with Yerusun. You put in the leg back, put it the
On each of the materials.
yes, you
that's
put
laid
it, you
down.
put it the legs back on the okmo, and you don't rub the okmo exactly as the leg stepping on the okmo. That's how you print
Yes.
according to whatever odu that comes out.
Yes.
It's not like, okay, the okmo is rough now and you have to make it smooth to press to print whatever you have to odu that
You leave those footprints right there.
the footprint will be there.
Yes.
And that is where your finger print of the odu will be on top.
Yeah.
Because like we have been saying in every program we've been doing, even start from Araba, there must be connection between your Ori, your ancestors, and your Irumale of any spiritual work you do. Otherwise, it will just be like wasting time, or you are just going in the wrong direction. The spirit of that baby spirit of the material, the herbs, and every other thing we have, connecting together. They're speaking to Ifa, which we are about to request from. So the spirit connecting already, passing to Ifa to now reveal to us.
Yes.
And that is why, as you said, it's not a thing of show. It's not a thing of public.
Right.
Because this is about life of the baby.
Yes.
So it is done in-house.
Yes. To protect the destiny of the baby.
Yeah, because I must tell you, they may not change your destiny, but they can make it longer that will be useless for you.
Yes.
So in order not to let that happen, you try to, to protect. You try to protect the innocent baby. Meanwhile, your question about someone, let's say the person that even been going his places, have gone to high school, college, or even to the extent of he's been working and making life
considered successful in life.
Successful in life,
monetarily, have career, etc.
May not even know or think or find it necessary, about what Esentaye is. You see, until when that person falls down. When I say falls down, I mean spiritually falls down. We then know that he or she has to look back and know why.
An investigation of sorts.
The investigation starts. That kind of investigation will now be different, because remember, you do the Esentaye before naming the baby.
Yes.
Because in Ifa tradition, we don't give baby name until the 7th or 9th day.
Yes.
Some people in a week.
So, Baba, if we could go back a minute before coming to this second topic, if we can continue from the Esentaye, because a lot of times during the course of the Esentaye, the baby's name is revealed by Ifa.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yes.
It happens to me. I think in every Esentaye of any of my children, it's where we get the name.
As with my
exactly. And in the future, during the initiation, then add up the name. But the first ever name, which the baby will know him or herself to bear, will come from that Esentaye, no matter what.
Yes.
So, meanwhile, when you you feel you are successful, you are doing good, and everything going well, but all of a sudden things just stand still, things just not going in a very proper way you want them to go, then that means in the opposite of Esentaye, you in a way which is not known to even you and your spirit, to you and your energy, you have done your Esentaye have been performed, or let me say, you don't have the Esentaye. I wanted to say has been performed in a way that it's not accepted, or it's not even be counted done, but in a way that you don't even do it at all.
So in a way that maybe it's the advice or messages are not being followed or have not been followed. So now this person, let's say it's a person who did have the Esentaye performed as a baby, but ended up on a different path and might have,
all right,
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. It is it is even more dangerous. More dangerous when you know what to do, but you don't do do it. The one we were talking about is the person who didn't even do it.
Right. I had no idea.
And you have been enjoying life, you've been doing good, but all of a sudden something happens.
Yes.
Then that is ikosejaye. It means that you have been, trading, working, performing good, but all of a sudden you hit your toes and you fall. So when you hit both of your toes on something, and you fall down, that means something is wrong somewhere. That is ikosejaye. Though in some areas, in some villages, towns in Yoruba land, there are some towns which call even Esentaye ikosejaye based on their language.
Okay.
Yeah, on their language, there are so many different types of Yoruba language. So based on their own language, they call it ikosejaye. You understand?
Yes.
But the real meaning of ikosejaye is you are enjoying yourself and you hit your leg and you fall down. You have been doing good and abruptly something happened and it all stopped. So that is ikosejaye. And how will you correct this ikosejaye? That is where you have to seek the advice and the service of the competent babalawo, who can trace that for you,
Right.
and who can even tell you the truth.
Yes.
But I must tell you, to correct any error that happened, either knowingly or unknowingly by you during your life journey, only Itefa can do the total correction.
Okay.
And I can say, when they say that you want to do the ritual, perform ritual for Esentaye, for ikosejaye,
Yeah.
I would say it's otherwise been said that you have to do Itefa.
As well. But you would definitely, obviously, have those rituals performed to get you at least back up.
Yes,
but,
exactly.
To continue to have stability, most likely you would have to do
your life.
Itefa, full Ifa initiation.
So it is that Itefa that would now take you back to which Orisha that has your head,
yes,
which Orisha that you need to follow,
yeah,
what are the things you must not be doing, what are the things you're supposed to have been doing but you abandon.
Right.
Itefa will tell you all this, and through that Itefa, it is when you have the complete solution to ikosejaye. Meanwhile, the Esentaye, which we were talking about, especially for the person whose Esentaye was done in the baby, and he's been guided until when he's grown up, and when he's grown up and he's been told to do this, not to do this, but all of a sudden it just happened that the person is doing something differently, doing something contrary to what is destiny or a destiny accept. Then the person must have been must have found him or herself in ikosejaye. Yeah. So that is ikosejaye is when things stop going good in the middle of your life. That is ikosejaye. So ikosejaye is more or less kind of happening that calls for check back of your spiritual life.
Yes.
That is Ikosejaye. Why Esentaye is the one that will lead, ready to lead you through your life challenges. Yeah. So, but if you abandon what you have been guided to be done when you grow up, then the person will be ready to face the wrath of the Orisha, the wrath of the ancestors. Yes.
You know, unfortunately, you know, some people may have been born. You know, I'm thinking of all different scenarios. You know how I do.
Yeah.
Some people might have been born and where the Esentaye has been performed. However, maybe the family took a different spiritual path and all of that had been forgotten, you know. And unfortunately, that would not, so the lack of knowledge, for example, no one is exempt, for example, for the lack of knowledge or not knowing. It is what it is. You know, all you can do is look for the remedy.
Yes.
Through the advice
okay, before you go on here, you say it won't be your mistake or your fault when Esentaye is not done for you. It will not be your mistake, it will not be your fault when Esentaye is not done. It may not even be the mistake of your parents, because they themselves may not even know about it. But it will be your responsibility and your duty to correct it.
Right. Especially once you know.
Exactly.
Yes.
And your Ori will love you enough to let you know. Let me tell you, is we have to be careful in a way that we do things in life. Be careful not to be too selfish. Not to be too selfish in order to put problem on ground for the generations to come. Because when you are thinking that my life is better, is good, is fine, I don't have to make any correction. After all, I don't have any problem. I must tell you, you may not have problem even to your old age till you pass. But what about the other family members? If you have children, what about your children? If you have grandchildren, what about your grandchildren? You are putting them in jeopardy that we may claim even more than what you can do to correct. They say that the sacrifice you will do not to let the war happens is nothing to what the war will consume if it happens. This is exactly. It is not your fault if you don't hear about Esentaye and you don't even know, your family don't know about it. But it is your total fault when you are at the stage to correct your life problems, but not, like I said, not even only you. One problem solved in spirituality is a generation being relieved of problems. It's a generation liberated from problems. So, but if you sit down like you don't care, you put that attitude, then you are putting the life of the generations to come in jeopardy.
Yeah. So it's like it's not just about you. You have to know.
Yeah.
It's about your lineage.
Your lineage.
You know, your descendants.
Yes. Because if you are told to do or not to do something, but you don't follow, or you don't even know, and you don't do necessary things to know, then it means that you have deprived some lineage
from being liberated.
Yes, some lineages from being liberated of these issues.
Yeah.
and all the things, the sins, the problems will come over you.
Yes.
So, and even when you gone, you are dead, you still having that rot on you.
Yes.
So the best thing is to do the right thing.
When you know about it, do it.
Once
Take care
once
of
you
it.
hear about it,
Yes.
you know about it, you do it.
Do it.
After all, we say we do Black Friday, and we end up even spending the same thing as White Friday.
Okay.
So,
All right.
not
Yeah, don't make the money matters the issues, because a lot of us run out there doing the Black Friday shopping.
Yeah, you realize that even Black Friday is not even as black as you think.
Okay. All right,
So-
now that's one to grow on. So we have a question here from Renee Waters.
Okay.
Alboato Renee. What is the cutoff age that a child is no longer eligible for Esentaye? So I'll take a crack at answering
Yeah,
the question, Baba, if I may. So Esentaye is done with on the third day following the birth of a child.
Yes.
Again, the Esentaye is done on the third day following the birth of a child. So meaning that's when it's done, you know. So if a child is 2 years old, Baba, can Esentaye be performed?
You have said it. It's in the third day that Esentaye.
If a child is 6 months old, can Esentaye be performed?
That is no more Esentaye. Yeah. But in a case where there is challenges, when there is complications during during the birth of the baby, I can tell you that it is possible that
Some kind of
you may hold to do the Esentaye. Yeah, you may hold, but that whatever hold you have must not exceed the time to give the name to that baby, which is virtually a week.
right. It's between the 7th and 9th
9
day.
days, 7
have-
days,
so-
8th day, 9 days.
You have the naming ceremony.
Yeah, because in some families they do the naming 7th day for female, 9th day for male.
Yeah.
Generally, most people today they do it in 8th day, which is a week after. So within that corridor, the Esentaye must be performed. When the baby is getting older, that is no more Esentaye. You better wait for the time the baby will be able to do the Ikosejaye ritual, which is Itefa.
Hopefully, yes.
Which is Itefa. Yeah. Initiation.
So Renee, I hope that answers your question. Esentaye is done, you know, on the third day.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Baba. So any additional elaboration on Esentaye you would like to add? Or
Yeah, you see, when we're talking about
Ikosejaye?
when we're talking about the Esentaye and the Ikosejaye, there are lots that are attached to it. You know, we were mentioning this material. You see, I don't want to refer to anybody or anything anyone does, because that is none of my business.
Yes.
But it will be my business when I see people's destiny being toyed on. People's destiny is being tampered. You know, that you cannot just be full of knowledge. The knowledge is shared among everyone. You cannot know everything. What I know, you don't know it. What you know, I don't know it. That is why you put the effort together. And that is why it takes the competent Babalawo to do either Esentaye or Itefa. Because it has to do with life. If anyone is wrong, then it might not be corrected forever. What I'm trying to say is that you see these days, people just taking baby, not when I'm saying baby, this is age baby, 2-3 years, saying they are doing Esentaye for that. This is standard actual year that you can take this baby to Igbodu and do the initiation. Why just trying to, rubbish, and they will not even do it. Okay, you see, there are some issues. We still. I don't want to digress so much, but it's sometimes when we talk about them, it is interrelated. When we say something has to be done in-house, it means that it must be done so. Okay, what is the profit of you doing Esentaye while you have camera being recording it, posting it on internet? What do you want to profit in that? Do you think, unless if someone is so crazy, don't know what he's doing, we see you doing live, you can post pictures which may be posted for the Esentaye, that is not bad. But when you are having it live, doing Esentaye, I've watched not even 2, not 3, doing Esentaye. I managed to watch like 2-3 minutes, and I said, what is this? What is this? What is going on here? If we say it's something that has to be done in a secret room for this baby, among the the parents, maybe the grandparents and the immediate parent, and you are posting it to 20 million people to watch, maybe more.
So everyone knows this child's business.
Yes.
And anyone at will could interrupt the pattern if they want to.
They don't even,
and the pattern of the destiny is what I'm referring to.
Yeah, they don't even get it. That is it. They don't get it. They are doing it wrong. They don't even have any information to give to the baby. It's just to show off. To show off in a way that I don't know, maybe it's for marketing. Even if I don't know anything about this traditional culture and religion, I will never bring my own child. I wouldn't want you to post my child on the internet for people to see what you're doing for. I don't think any sane person will bring his or her child for you to do any work for. Just same thing happening when we get to that topic, we will break it down. Happening in Ogboni. Ogboni that we know is for secret confraternity, it's for secret society. I never know when Ogboni becomes we have to post with everything, every ritual. That even some part of it that nobody except initiated person, the initiate, must say. It's now it's even in Amazon for sale.
Oh please. We're kind of, I wouldn't say
we're coming back there.
We're not getting off topic because a lot of these things are related, but sometimes when things are on your mind to speak them, you have to speak them. And for me, when I think about rituals and different types of ceremonies in this tradition, I find it to be very sacred, and I would not want to post everything, about what I do, especially to that level of details, because when you're filming something, you're capturing the details, as opposed to posting a photo of maybe afterwards or even during certain aspects or certain parts of the ceremony, because in my opinion, I don't believe that certain things should not be posted to the internet. That's my opinion, because this is a very sacred tradition.
Correct opinion.
And I think that we should all want to protect the sanctity of it. My opinion, but just know that sometimes you are, especially for a baby, in the case of Esentaye, if certain aspects of it are posted or video posted to social media, just know that there's a risk there, right?
Because not helping the baby.
You can have that baby could have the biggest destiny, the most beautiful destiny. You don't want people to know that.
Okay.
You know,
for-
you don't
yes.
you know, for the protection of the baby, you don't want people
Yeah.
to know that, because
Yeah.
some people will be very happy for you and supportive, and some people won't. You know,
Will be
plain
dangerous.
facts.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah. Okay. In a bit, let me just brush it up.
I said it rough. You know, I'm
No, no,
playing when I
no.
talk.
I'm not talking about
I'm just
yours.
teasing, I'm just
I'm
teasing.
saying something. I'm supporting what you say. I'm saying another thing to support. That there was a time. This was the many years ago. The baby was born. Esentaye must be done. The baby that was born to the royal family. Though royal family, it's royal family, but they have a lot of even problems that people who are in ordinary family don't even think about. They said the rich are also cry. So the rich also cries. So meanwhile, this baby was born to the. I'm talking of like 80 years ago, because the person I'm talking about is not a very big king. I don't want to make the name, and yeah. And the moment the baby was born, when the Esentaye was done on the third day, as usual, with the babalawo in the palace, as much as they try, remember that it's a royal family. There are so many children, so many men, so many women older than this baby before it was born. So as they did, they try so much, according to the history, the history, that they can minimize the number of people. The babalawo, the chief, all of them has they have representatives. They have representatives in that place. Meanwhile, immediately that the Odrifa came out from Okpon, the babalawo for the palace, made the dafa, everything for the baby. All of them just shout Kabiesi, greeting the baby, that the king has come. Okay, it was right there at that, even the Esentaye, if I was saying that they have done something wrong during the process of that Esentaye, that baby, they're not supposed to let the people be there when they were doing the Esentaye.
Too many
For
people.
that fact, if I now redirect them, they were now redirected to take the baby out of the palace until certain age, which I think is almost 20 years. The baby was out of the palace.
Right. So in order to protect that baby,
Yeah.
because there were obviously people in the midst who did not have good intentions.
Exactly.
Right. So they had too many people there.
Too
So
many.
now they had to remove the child
Yes,
for
from
its
the
own
problem.
protection.
Yes, because the other messages were not said in the public anymore.
Right.
So when the baby, when they didn't hear, grew up a little bit in the palace, then left. When they didn't see the baby anymore, the thought was that they have fired or they have done something to throw the baby away. But unexpectedly, the baby came back after like 20-something years and become a king. Despite that, he has so many elder in the front.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
So if that correction was not correct, was not made properly, they will just be saying, the baby come from royal family, but never even look any royal or being having any royal blood or anything in it. But because if I was able to redirect and correct them, that was how the baby now become. I'm talking of in the person of Alaafin of Oyo.
I know.
Yeah, the king of is the king of the Yoruba land, the emperor, the whole Oyo empire, which is the stronghold and the generalismo of the house of a generalismo of Yoruba, So now the Baba is still there. over 80 years of age now. Just see the blessings. What just some minutes can cause.
Yes.
And because it was not their fault, and they are there with the direction of FIFA, they stick with the correction of FIFA. All the promises are still fulfilled.
You know, sometimes, you know, you hear the good news and you want to share, you know, you want everyone to know, but sometimes it's just good to keep the gladness within yourself, you know, just for safety's sake.
Yeah, that is it.
Yes. So I see that we have some comments being made by Fajobi Fakemi. All right, yo. Hello, Ia. And Ifa Kan Ying Shola. Am I pronouncing that right?
Ifa Kan Shola Ajewole.
Shola Ajewole.
Aboro Aboyo.
Yes. And of course,
Thank
Renee
you.
Waters.
Thank you for
your
listening.
question.
Thank you for watching. Renee Waters, Fakemi, Aboro Aboy,
Yes.
and Iya at the Texas. She's a good friend, a good Iya. She always supports anything I do. Yeah, because she knows that I do what is good. Anytime I want to do something, I'm talking in the person of Mini Yadi Yadi. Immediately we started, she has already been sharing it. I think maybe like 10 to between 5 to 10 shares.
Yes. You know, the purpose of this radio talk show, it's really not to, it's definitely not to discredit anyone in what they're doing, but it's
none of
it's
our
about
business.
sharing the knowledge of what we know of IFA. You know, not everything in IFA is for sale. I hope. You know,
Not at all.
we want to, you know, just to enlighten people. Some people just want to be more familiar, get clearer understanding. Some people are interested in following the path. So I think it's something that
should scare them.
You know, that we provide an overview with the intention is to provide overviews with enough details for people to have a clarification and understanding, so that they can make decisions accordingly. So we thank you for tuning in, and we welcome your questions and any questions that you have.
Yeah.
Yes. Last week our do you want to say something?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Last week our topic was Yami Ache.
Yes.
And I forget the gentleman's name, but he had a question. I mean, if you wanted to know the difference between, was it between Ebo and Ebo or Etutu also? Yeah. So, and I promised him that we would raise that question this week. So.
Maybe before we round up with the program, maybe our producer can give us few minutes, because it seems like we are 5 minutes late. So if we can get that back, we will have time to address that. Okay. So meanwhile, we're talking about Esentaye. Anywhere you're watching us, you're listening to us, you can get back to us on Calabash Radio .com and give your comments. If you have questions, give your questions in the text box of the www.calabashradio.com. We will properly treat your questions as they come.
Or you can enter them on the Facebook.
And you can enter them on the Facebook live streaming, and both Facebook and calabashradio.com.
And feel free to call at 646-883-8531. Sorry about that. If you want to ask live questions, 646
you can call
883-8531.
646-883-8531. So we're talking about Esentaye, Ikosejaye, Some people don't know that they already need to do the ritual to correct their ikosejayi, because the reason why they don't know is that they believe where they are is where they're supposed to be, whereas they're supposed to have been farther than that. I mean, in everybody's life, the spirituality takes the sizable part of it. So we can play with spirituality no matter what. Meanwhile, that's why we have to check ourselves back and forth. So far, we believe in it. So not something that we just fold our hands and be looking at. So, like you have said here, when we do Esentaye, the name will come. Let me quickly tell you this. I have said it because I wouldn't want anybody to feel like guilty or bad about whatever we talk about. It's not your fault.
Right.
When it's not done for you,
yes.
may not even be the fault of your parents. So it might be because they don't have idea. But now that you are in the tradition or you are hearing about it, it's now your duty to get in touch with competent babalawo that will take care of you. So with that, many things can be corrected in your life. What I wanted to say was when I had one of my children, a girl, I'm telling you, things were like so tight. The finances was tight that year, like like going to 19 years ago now. We were trying to do everything, like, you know, even before the baby was born. People were even giving me an advice that, you know what, when you're expecting baby, things are bound to be like that. When the baby comes, everything will be all right. Okay, things were even getting, you know, tougher. The baby came on the third day. We did the Esentaye, and I was still the same thing the third day. Nothing. How I have said it out that maybe we just have to, because in Nigeria, Yoruba land specifically, when we have baby, the time we give the naming, we do a kind of a little get together. So people throw party like big one. So I was not even trying to throw the big one that time, just a little thing, you know, to at least feed the people that come and say, oh, congratulations there, here and there. But things were tight that I couldn't even afford to do anything. So we did, even when we wanted to do this, it was the support of family, friends, and everyone. We did the Esentaye for the girl. I have my in-laws right there, the grandmother, my own mother, the grandmother of the baby, my own mother, both grandmothers, myself, the babalawo, and the mother. And if I said that we must not throw any party, we must not even, we should make sure we do something quiet, not things that will require we are eating. You know what, if I even said that any animal that has blood, we should not eat it, and these are the things that will cost money, I was so happy inside myself. But this is what I'm saying. After then, some people now went to my in-laws and told them that, thank God for Araba. Thank God that she came from Ifa family. It will have been something different. They went to my mother-in-law and said that I was the one that spoke the word to Babalawo to say that.
Wow.
And I felt so bad. The next thing I did was I put the Babalawo on the mat, on the phone with Araba in Lagos. And the Araba, I was saying, you know, I didn't even remember I remember the audio, but I was not even talking about the audio. I was expressing my grievances with what I heard they were saying.
Yeah.
Because they are ready to, this is the first daughter.
Yeah, saying
They're ready to throw party, you know, to
Yeah.
friends, everybody. The first day they have the baby, they already send the information all over. I'm sorry if they are hearing this, I have to say it. So, because that made me have a solid faith, more and more in Ifa. And even them, they have more solid faith in Ifa. Yeah. So, meanwhile, the Araba said, calm down, calm down. You know how he spoke? He used to speak. Araba said, calm down. Which Odu is he? I said, the Odu is Ogunta Ilosun. Okay, sorry. It was, we shouldn't throw party, like we should just do something. When I said, then Araba said, which Odu was he? I said, Ogunta Ilosun. I said, you must not even use any animal. Then he had to make it so harder for them to throw it, because they were just thinking like we do some things okay at the corner. No, okay. He said no, any animal should be used, and he made the chant of the reason why, so that the baby won't have problem of being put in trouble in future.
Yes.
And let me tell you, at the end, one of the taboos was the baby must not come near where the naked blood was. When she was growing up, she wanted to be nurse. One day we were doing the ritual, I mean the sacrifices. We killed this goat for the sacrifice, and my baby, around say like 12, 13 years, was coming into the room and saw the blood. She fainted. That time I know that no. When he first spoke, she fainted. She didn't know. She just came and, what is this? What is this? Was shouting like, what is this? From there, she went off. And then we are trying to make sure that we let her know later that you can't do the nursing. You have to change your intention, because this we hand over some things from our Esentaye to her. So, you know, when he first speaks, and he speaks through the correct and competent Babalawo, Ifa is telling you the truth. Ifa can never be wrong. The Babalawo that is talking to you can, you know, modify anything as he wants. But Ifa cannot tell you the lie. Ifa will always tell the truth.
Well, Ifa is truth.
Yeah.
So whether we want to accept
here or we don't want
or not, Ifa speaks truth.
Yes. So the last week question was the gentleman was asking,
Yes.
Igbo or
He wanted
Ebo.
to know the difference between Ebo, and I believe he also mentioned Etutu.
Yeah. When we say Ebo, Etutu, we are talking of the same thing. What we speak, what we do, what we offer to make sure that things are in order the way they're supposed to be is what we call Ebo. What we put together, Ifa will tell us. What we had together, Ifa will direct us. Then we put these things together and place them where we're supposed to. That is Ebo. Ebo is the one that we do on Okmo Ifa.
The
with
ritual
Yeresu.
on the
On the
Okmo.
Okmo. The ritual on the Okmo is called Eboriru. The full complete name is called Eboriru.
Yes.
So you do Eboriru the time that you must have done Idafa.
Yes.
So the Idafa reading must have come up before you then do Eboriru.
Right.
It is the Eboriru that will then lead you. It is the Idafa that will lead you to Eboriru. And by the time you are doing Eboriru, that is exactly what is called Etutu. Ibo, it is when you have to do the feeding.
Yes. So Ibo, IBO.
Yeah, IBO.
You know, is the actual feeding and
Feeding.
appeasements.
Yeah.
So feeding, let's say Ogun, for example, that's not Ebo, that's Igbo.
That is Igbo.
Right? Ebo Riru is done on the Opon.
And I take it to issue.
Right, which is taken to issue.
Yes. So Igbo is when during the Idafa, the reading, you were told to feed particular Orisha. It might even be Ifa himself. That means you are going to do Igbo.
Yes.
Igbo, yeah.
So I don't know if he's tuning in tonight, but hopefully he'll see the recording to get the answers to his questions. So, you know, we try to, you know, if we say that we'll follow up with an answer the following week, we try to keep those words.
I think we have some questions in the two programs which we have not treated. Are we still going on with Esentaye? What else?
Unless there's something else that you wanted to add about Esentaye, I think it's fine.
Okay.
So I have a question though about the Ikosejaya.
Okay.
Okay. So how would someone know that they're in a situation that will call for that investigation? Because, you know, if I feel that something is off or something isn't going right, you know, I'll do Idafa, right?
Yes, of course.
So, but Ikosejaya is a bit more in depth, right? Because it's sort of like an investigation. It's a tracing, right? So how would you know when that's what needs to be done versus just a, you know, Idafa?
I have mentioned a little bit of it, that how you will know is when you are doing good, things going well,
Yes.
and all of a sudden everything just stands still. Everything just being deteriorate in a way that you don't want. Everything is not fine anymore. Then that means something needs to be checked upon. And the DAFA, I'm sorry I didn't say that before. It will be an DAFA that will lead you to check about the Ikosejaya. This is different DAFA.
Yes.
That will lead you there. It will tell you this and this and this. If you can remember, that in some cases we have had it, that if I keep saying, do it Efa, do it Efa, do it Efa.
Yes.
Okay, you do it Idafa. If I say do feeding for this, do appeasement for this, you are doing everything. But if I still come up say
every time that particular person do Idafa, different Odu
come out,
different Odu, but in that Odu it still speaks of Itafa, Ifa initiation.
Yeah, and different people are saying the same thing, you know, different Babalawo.
Yes.
So that leads to that you have been loved so much by your destiny. So it is you. Don't deceive yourself. Your destiny is not deceiving you. The next thing is to make it happen. And when you make it happen, you see the changes in your life, and which is happening, you know. Unless if it is not done properly, though you do it does not mean you're going to become a multimillionaire. It's not money rituals. It's about your life.
It's about your life. That's
and
right.
Take care of things for the generation
your life,
to come.
Right, your life and your lineage, right?
Yeah.
Your descendants.
So that is it. You easily know when things are not going well anymore. Even let me tell you, you do Esentaye does not mean you're not going to have these challenges, but you know where to look upon, how to look upon. When we do Esentaye, when you do Esentaye of one of my babies, when we did that some years ago, the different one, if I as one does that this baby will be breaking so many glasses, and we should not even say, like, you know, we should not nag or beat the baby. for it, because I think no child should even do half of that before I even give, because we use that, we whip baby very much in Nigeria. I'm sorry, it's not like America that nobody to call. In fact, if you call police will tell you don't ever try to call again. Otherwise they will arrest you. Your parents are beating you, you are calling police. Don't do that again. So, and you see, it has now become like at a time something will happen, and the one that made every one of us crazy was this bunch of glass. And she was arguing like, let me take it. She washed everything and everything was fine outside in the tap. And she was saying, I will take it. And they help her to put these things on her. About to come inside, and she dropped everything. No single one, about maybe 24 of them, broke into pieces. Every one of us, we just, even ourselves, we just stand still like, what happened here? All the plates. The mother got up and ran after her like she's going to kill her on that day. It took me my intervention to stop that, and I heard her like, no, you can't. You guys say, you are spoiling all these children. I must beat her. Then I have to let her realize that. You remember what Ifa said in Esentaye? Okay, that one, you use that one as an excuse, eh? It's not an excuse.
That's what Ifa said.
It may be like it, but it's not. So if I will tell you what to do and not what to do. So if you don't want to go in a proper way, you have to go, then you're jeopardizing your life and your generations to come. That is it.
Okay. The hour is up already. That was a very quick hour.
Yeah.
And a really good conversation. I hope it, brought enlightenment to all those who didn't have an in-depth knowledge of these two topics.
More so before we go, you mentioned about the name coming from the Odu.
Yes.
Which is part of the Esentaye. The name of the baby will come from the Odu. Yeah, which will be like it is part of the Esentaye. Some people, they growing up and they start redesigning their name. But the same time they start redesigning their name, the same time they begin to have problems.
Because your name is tied to your destiny.
Yes.
Whenever someone calls your name, they are helping you to manifest your destiny. So say it loud and proud. Whether you like the name or don't like the name, that's not what it's about. It is about your destiny.
It is. Yes. I remember one, this is even family name, that some years back in Nigeria, one politician was called Far something, and contested for the governor, and he won on the platform of the family name Far something something. And just some weeks after, he told people that it's not that far something, that it is Jesus something.
Okay.
I'm sorry to say, because we have friends who are Christians, who are Muslims and other religions, who are Jewish and others. But that is what he said. You know what? His family disowned him. That they don't, if he says he belongs to their family, they don't know him.
And it has nothing, this is nothing against Christianity, just to be clear. But it is about destiny, right? And for me, my belief is that we end up on the spiritual path that is tied to our destiny.
Yes.
And so it's not to dismiss one spiritual path against another, But the fact is, he was given that name.
Yeah, and changed it to something
and
else.
He changed it.
And and the family disowned him. Then immediately family deciding that they don't have any name in their family that bears that. The electoral body started working on removing him. Quickly, he brought back Ifa something to his name. You see, he forgot that some people have fought on the platform of that name to make it strong and work for the generation to come. And he wanted to behave like a bastard, and they put him in his place. When he saw that nobody was following him anymore and he was about to lose everything entirely, he went back and replaced the name. And after replacing the name, and even he replaced the name, people in Nigeria will have known this governor I am talking about. He became the governor that time. He was still removed. Even though he said that it's not Oluwasa, it's Ifa something, he was still removed. But after when he has put the Ifa on the name, maybe after 8 or 12 years after, he then re-elected again. You see, and that time he didn't even make any mistake. He left his name Ifa something. You see, and you are a Christian, good Christian, even though very used to tradition. But the name that your ancestors have fought for and they put on ground, you just want to bend it and change it like that.
I mean, we do Esentaye for a reason. Those of us who know about Esentaye and know what it represents, we do it for a particular reason, and the reason is destiny fulfillment. So it is imperative that we follow all of the instructions. We don't get to pick and choose the ones that we want to follow. We follow all of them, whether we like it or not. Right?
Yes.
If we believe Ifa is Ifa, if we believe Ifa is truth, if we believe that Ifa will help us to manifest destiny, through Orumila, Ileri Ping, witness to destiny.
Yes.
Right? So we have to follow all of the guidelines that we are given.
Oh, yes. You're right. Yeah.
And with that?
Yeah, before we go again,
yes,
I will again say that still also pass my condolences to my people in Ibadan again, because when the big elephant falls in the forest, the whole forest will shake, and I pray that
great loss.
Yes, a very.
May he rest in perfect
They said
peace.
that when a great babalawo like that is dead, it's like a whole of encyclopedia, library of encyclopedia, so many things is burnt down. Because the issue about our tradition is that we can try to transcribe or write, but nobody can write 1/10 of what he knows. So it's like peanut of what you know people are having from you, not even amount to. But when you are living like this Baba, what he was able to do, like his policy made me a wisher, and that's why I must mention him. His policy was that the message of Ifa must go afar, and he worked on that. Everyone in your town, in your places, making them delegating his power to them, making them a different zone of Araba and Akoda and all those settings, and he was successful. You were there when I made my when I did my ceremony of this chieftaincy. You see how he made it happen, and this is the kind of the person which cannot just be forgotten. I know that the Yawo in Ibadan, we find a way to immortalize him.
Yes.
Yeah. May his very good gentle soul rest in perfect peace.
Yes.
I share it, Dumari.
So, anything else to add, Baba, before we wrap up?
What we had is that you have said it that we are not here to examine anybody's work, and we will not do it. It's not our interest to do it. But we are here to say how it is, at least based on our knowledge and lineage.
Yes.
And if that is not resonating well in you, then you can go ahead and do whatever you think you can do to stop whatever is being said or to remove it. But we will say it. If we have to mention names, we will. But we are not going to examine anybody's job. We are not going to stand for anybody in any fight of scamming or wrongdoing. It is your duty to know who is who.
Yeah.
If you don't know who is who, you know the friend or somebody who is around somewhere who can lead you through.
Yeah.
Now we are talking. What we've been saying is that you go to a competent Babalawo, you go to your Oluwo Yanifa Olorisha. We are not saying that you come to us only. Then you don't know where to go. We are here to lead you through. You can get in touch. We are not saying you should leave where you're going before.
Not at all.
And come to us.
Not
We don't
at
even
all.
have that time. That is it. The good thing of it. So please, when we get controversial to you on some issues, believe us, we are saying it as it should be. We are not directing to anybody, because on some topics, especially the Ogboni, will be so much controversial. I am Ogboni, Iya is Ogboni, and people, it will be like people don't know. Why should you know? You don't have to know. If I hit today and I don't hit, it is me, and it is my stomach that will tell me I hit or I didn't hit. It is something that should be inside me. So we are coming there another topic.
So
might be this year, might be next year, but
at this point, I think it'll be. Sorry, Baba, but I'm trying to look at the time and trying to be mindful of people's time. So you know me, I'm the clock, and Baba could go on for.
Yeah. So,
but
today we.
But I think that's a good topic to probably start off the year with.
Yes.
For me, doing this or having this platform, it's really about spreading the knowledge and giving the understanding and clarity, because I was there once where I didn't have the knowledge and, didn't have access to the knowledge, but
nobody is born with it.
Through answered prayers and the blessings of Olodumare and my Shashe, my path has been led to, learning and growing in so many ways, and I want to share that with people.
Yeah,
I want to share that with people,
and that's why the community you belong can look so much with you, of you, after consultation and meetings, and see that they have to make you Yalodi. So they don't just, and it's not something that we do inside a room. We did it that all the representatives.
there's so many topics we could talk about, right? So we could talk about the Ogboni and other sacred aspects of the tradition.
We can talk about Ogboni because we are also members.
No, but what I'm saying,
I'm telling you because that is part of the things people don't know. If you are not a member of Ogboni, you don't have any certified right to even say anything about it. So, but that is contrary the case today.
Right.
And because I see many people talking about Ogboni, and they will even be happy.
But if we talk about it now,
I'm
we won't
not
have a
member.
topic to discuss.
All right. Okay, thank you everybody for listening,
for joining in, and before we go, just wanted to make it known that we will be on a little hiatus. We are not going away, but we are just taking a little hiatus due to travel and things like that. But we'll keep you abreast of when we will be returning, so you can view our prior videos.
In case you are listening to our past recording, we want to make everything more enjoyable the way you want the way we want. We're not going anywhere.
Right. So we
The
will.
time we're supposed to go away has come, and we didn't go away. Not this time. We're not going anywhere. We have come to stay.
So we will see
Thank
you
you,
guys
everybody.
again in a few weeks.
Hodabo.
This is Iyalode Ifashaye
And I wish Adewale Ifatono Bogumbe
signing off
for today.
Yes, yes.
Odaro.
Bye.